The snow fell silently on Kepler 4 for 2B's human settlement, each flake a crystalline reminder of Earth, a world Stella had never seen. She stood outside the biodome entrance, her small suitcase clutched in trembling hands, watching the airlock seal behind her. Inside, her Thalian adoptive parents turned away, their bioluminescent skin dimming with what she had learned to recognize as shame. 20 Earth years. That's how long they had raised her, loved her, taught her the ways of the galaxy. And now, on Christmas Eve, a human tradition she had clung to like a lifeline, they had cast her out. The council has spoken, her adoptive father had said, his translator device rendering his clicks and whistles into cold, mechanical words. Humans are too ... unpredictable, too dangerous. The new laws are clear. Stella pulled her coat tighter. The settlement's atmospheric processors hummed in the distance, maintaining the thin bubble of breathable air that separated civilization from the frozen wasteland beyond. She had nowhere to go. The human quarter had been dissolved 3 months ago, its residents scattered across the colony or sent off. She was alone. The emergency shelter was a 15-minute walk through the dome's commercial district. She had made it halfway when she saw her. A woman stood in the middle of the plaza, barefoot in the snow. Her feet left no prints. She wore a simple white dress that seemed to shimmer with starlight, and her dark hair floated around her shoulders as if underwater. But what struck Stella most were her eyes, ancient, knowing, and filled with a sorrow that spanned galaxies. "You're cold," the woman said, her voice carrying across the empty plaza without effort. Stella stopped, instinctively checking for other pedestrians. The plaza was deserted. "I'm fine. Who are you?" "Someone who remembers." The woman tilted her head, studying Stella with unnerving intensity. "Tell me, child of Earth, do you know why your species was scattered among the stars?" "The Exodus." Stella frowned. "Everyone knows that story. Earth became uninhabitable. We had to leave." "No." The woman's smile was sad. "That's what they tell you. The truth is far more magnificent and terrifying." Against her better judgment, Stella found herself drawn closer. "What do you mean?" The woman raised her hand, and suddenly the air shimmered. Images materialized around them, Earth, green and blue and beautiful, surrounded by massive ships. Not human ships. Alien vessels of a dozen different species, all converging on one world. 73 species came to claim Earth, the woman whispered. They came for your world's resources, your strategic position, your genetic diversity. They expected primitive apes with crude weapons. Instead, they found humanity. The images shifted. Stella watched in awe as human ships, sleek, impossible vessels that seemed more alive than built, engaged the alien fleet, not with weapons but with something else. Something that made the alien ships simply ... stop. "What is that?" Stella breathed. "Human will," the woman said simply. "Your species discovered something the rest of the galaxy had forgotten or never knew. Consciousness itself can reshape reality. You call it different things, prayer, manifestation, quantum observation, but at its core, it's the same power. The power that separates humanity from every other species in the known universe." "That's impossible, is it?" The woman gestured, and a small flame appeared in her palm, real fire, burning without fuel. "Your species terrified them, Stella, so they made a deal. Humanity would scatter itself across the galaxy, never concentrating in numbers large enough to pose a threat. In exchange, Earth would be preserved. Your people would survive." The images faded. Stella's mind reeled. "If this is true, why are we treated like second-class citizens? Why am I out here, alone?" "Because they're afraid." The woman stepped closer, her bare feet finally touching the ground, though still leaving no prints. "And fear makes people all people. All species do cruel things. But here's what they don't understand. Humanity's power doesn't come from numbers. It comes from hope, from love, from the stubborn refusal to give up even when cast out into the cold on Christmas Eve." Stella felt tears on her cheeks. "Who are you, really?" "I am what your kind would call a witness. I watch," I remembered, "and occasionally, when the moment is right, I remind." The woman reached out and touched Stella's forehead with one finger. Warmth flooded through her, carrying with it something she couldn't name, potential, perhaps, or destiny. "You are not alone, Stella. You never were. Across this galaxy, in 1,000 settlements on 1,000 worlds, humans like you are waking up, remembering, and soon, very soon, the galaxy will remember to why humanity earned its place among the stars." The woman began to fade, her form dissolving into motes of light that drifted upward like reverse snowfall. Stella called out, "What am I supposed to do?" The woman's voice echoed from everywhere and nowhere. "What humans always do. Survive, adapt, and when the time comes, ... thrive." Stella stood alone in the plaza, the snow falling around her. But she wasn't cold anymore. She looked down at her hands and gasped. For just a moment, barely a heartbeat, they glowed with the same starlight she had seen in the woman's dress. Behind her, footsteps crunched in the snow. She turned to find Angel, another human from the dissolved quarter. She had seen him around, but never spoken to him. His dark eyes were wide with wonder. "Did you see that?" he whispered. Stella nodded slowly. "Every word." "There are others," Angel said, pulling out a small data pad. "I've been tracking them. 37 humans still in this settlement, all expelled tonight. All seeing ... visitors." Stella smiled, feeling something ignite in her chest. Not fear, not despair. Something far more dangerous to those who would cast them out. Hope. "Then I think," she said, reaching for Angel's hand, "it's time we stopped being scattered. Time we reminded the galaxy what it means to be human." In the distance, the biodome's lights flickered, and in that flicker, those with eyes to see might have noticed something impossible. The snow began to fall upward, just for a moment. Defying every law of physics, humanity was waking up, and the galaxy would never be the same.